Good morning, everyone. Morning motivation time. How's everyone? Happy Monday. Good morning, Ian. Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, which means a brand new week to make some magic happen. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Victoria. Welcome, everyone, to Morning Motivation with Alexa. If this is your first time here, welcome. I do a morning motivation every morning, Monday through Friday, now at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi, Susan. Welcome. I will motivate you. Let's get started. So today's morning motivation is about taking the high road. Hold on, let me just block this person. Block. Okay. Thank you for 8 a.m. Yes, 8 a.m. works well for me and for a lot of people. So we'll be on 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday through Friday here on my channel. So spread the word. Make sure to share. If you're not following me, please press follow. You just swipe right or swipe up and press follow, and then you could be part of it. Okay, so today's morning motivation is about taking the high road. Good morning, Candace. Hi from France. So taking the high road. I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we get into an argument, whether it's with a friend or a coworker or our boss or a family member, where we don't really agree with what they're saying, right? Hence the argument. Yet we are so strong about getting our opinion right because we think that we're right. And them saying something that doesn't agree or sit with us, then it makes us angry, right? You get that like clenched hands. And right now it's 8 a.m. So it's about taking the high road. So how do we take the high road? Well, first remember this. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you deal with it, okay? So really it's how we react to situations. And remember this, that if you take the high road, you are not a victim. It does not mean that you're in a victim state and you're just letting people walk all over you and you're letting your ideas, your opinion go to waste. That's not what taking the high road is. You are not a victim. But remember, it starts with you. It always starts with you. In order to make a change, it starts with you. Everyone's right in their own mind. Right, that is true. Everyone sees their own perspective, right? Perspective creates reality. So Ambrose Bierce wrote, quote, this is a quote by Ambrose Bierce. It says, "Speak when you are angry and you will make the best speech you will ever regret." And how many of you guys have spoken when you are angry and then later regret it? Repeat that 90%. What? Yes, of course. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you deal with it. It's all about how you react to situations. Hey, sorry I missed it. What's today's topic? No worries. Today's topic is about taking the high road, which I'm sure all of us have been in that situation. I used to when I was younger. What, you didn't take the high road? Yeah, we always, even today, like there's times when I'm so like, I see my point of view and I think that the person I'm arguing with is so wrong. But is it worth it? Is it worth it to get into that negative argument? Is it worth it to state my opinion? What's going to happen after I state my opinion? I'm going to feel better? I'm probably going to feel worse because I'll probably regret things that I said and that argument, right? So think about that. What are you accomplishing by going into this argument? Most likely nothing. And it's always just that ego-driven self that wants to state your own opinion. It uses up so much energy, it's not worth it. Right, Susan, definitely. So here are some ways to take the high road. 1, breathe. I've said this before. Christy says, "I regret what I said yesterday." So this is perfect topic for you. And I'm sure you're not alone. I regretted something I said a couple days ago, so it's okay. We're human, that happens. But here's ways that we can eliminate it, right? We breathe when we're getting angry or we have those like clenched hands, you breathe. And then if you need to let it out, find an appropriate place to be inappropriate. Okay, Ian agrees too. Like Ian said something he regretted also. We're not alone in this journey at all. So find an appropriate place to be inappropriate. Maybe it's your car. Maybe you have to like scream. Maybe it's even just calling your mom and telling your and stating your opinion to your mom, because she'll hear it no matter how negative it is. I have some anger, inner grief. That's okay. I regret a lot of things, but I learn from them. Yeah, you learn from everything, of course. But you don't want to regret something that you said later on, because like I mentioned way earlier in Morning Motivations, is that like regret sucks. I hate regret. It's the thing I fear most is regret. So you never want to look back and regret something that you said. And then also, this is a great tip on how to take the high road. Make decisions as if your actions were going to be tomorrow's headlines in the New York Times. Candace says, love that 10% what happens, 90% how we respond. Beautiful message. Yeah, it's so true too. Thank you, Candace. I appreciate that. So yes, make decisions as if your actions were going to be the headline of the New York Times tomorrow. Think about that. Morning, are you in LA? No, I'm in South Florida. In grieving and anger, I found to strike out at the wrong people. Yeah, when we're in an emotional state, we tend to do that. That happened to me with my best friend in New York City when I was in a high emotional state. You know, I was very sick, and I maybe said things that I later regret, and so did she. You know, it wasn't just one-sided. I maybe did some things I later regretted, and that's gonna happen because we're gonna be in emotional states, you know, state of mind, like you act before you're conscious enough to think about it. But breathing is a great way to eliminate all of that anger giving to that person. So if you breathe, then after you breathe, think about, would I want my actions to be in the New York Times headlines tomorrow? Probably not. Wow, consider my actions will be a New York Times headline. Awesome, wise woman, wisdom. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking if what I did, right, like say an action I regret was in New York Times, I probably wouldn't want it in the New York Times. So think about that, and that's a tool for you to take from this morning motivation into your life. Take that tool. It's so simple, yet it can be so, so effective. And then another quote I wanted to read that has to do with taking the high road, which is the topic we're talking about today, is by Doris M. Smith. It says, arguing with a fool proves there are two. Okay? Don't ever lower yourself to negativity. Lower yourself to negative people. You are higher than that, hence taking the high road. You don't need to prove that you're right to someone that is obviously acting in the wrong interest, right? So arguing with a fool proves there are two. Think about that also. Don't be a fool. Don't argue with someone that's so negative. Just understand that when you are taking the high road, you are not a victim. You are simply doing it because you know it's going to better yourself, and that there's no positive benefit of acting that certain way. Think about the benefit, right? Everything you do should benefit you or someone else, positively benefit. Chrissy, I've done that. Good scope. I need to watch your scopes before I go to my job. Well, definitely, if you're not following, definitely follow. And I do this every morning, 8 a.m. Thanks, Bren. People get mad when you don't argue back. Yes, and that was the next thing. The best revenge is living well. Hi, Melnaz. So the best revenge is living well. Okay? So just do what you have to do. D Green, I love this topic. Your Periscopes help me cope with things. Oh, I'm glad. I'm really happy. Helping people deal with anger could be a scope by itself. Yes, it can. It can be a scope by itself. What about cynical people? What do we do with them? Well, when you're around cynical people, good morning from Florida. I'm in West Palm. When you're around cynical people, you end up getting into that mindset. So just don't give in to their attitude. at all, you know, because you don't want to act like that. Think about, you know, you are the 5 most people you hang around with, right? So if you don't want to see yourself in that negative energy, then remove yourself from that. Yeah, toxic people. We are energy, right? That's why we feel different things. We feel if someone's giving off a loving energy. We feel someone if they're angry before they even speak. It's energy, right? So when we get into an argument, we're giving off energy. And that is negative energy. And that negative energy is going into our body, which causes us illness. It does. It absolutely 100% does. So think about that. Think about, is this argument worth making myself ill, making myself sick, whether mentally, physically, or whatever happens? It's that negative energy. And just understand that the ego is the one that needs to be proven right, not your soul, not you as a person. It's the ego. So you found this out. Picking up energy is something I feel strongly. You're so right about energy and illness. Yes, Victoria, I feel that too. Morning from morning from Amanda. Hello. Music can help with the right energy too. It can, definitely. If music heals the soul, it definitely does. So, or, you know, funny videos or motivational videos or something like this. Like, I look to motivation to help me feel better. My wife has lupus. Negativity definitely gives her flares. Prometheus, yes, I can see that. Negativity definitely makes my digestive system ill as well. I've learned all of this, however, attending family gatherings when I'm most tested. That's interesting you brought that up. Hey, was this real Brent Frost in here? I'm not sure. Was there Brent Frost in here? I actually am very tested with family as well. The other day, one of my family members kind of put me down. Not my internal family, my external. Hi, Kelsey. And they put me down saying kind of like what I'm doing is weird. Like Periscope or quitting my job. And, you know, they have a different opinion. When they were younger, people stayed in a job for 5 years. Now millennials, you know, our jobs are usually jobs where you just learn something and then you move on, unless you want to grow with the company. But it did hurt me. It did. And I could have argued way more than say I did. Of course, I said some things because I'm human. What did I say? I said that if I'm, this is what I said. I said, if what you think I'm doing is weird, then good, because weird and different is what gets you noticed. And that's what I said. That's what I left it at. And I believe in what I'm doing. And I believe that a lot of people need to hear this message and my messages. So, and yeah, being weird is good. And we have different opinions. We come from 2 different generations. She doesn't even have a Facebook. So like, how could she understand social media? I mean, social media is like my job. So instead of stooping and screaming and getting all upset, then I took a breath and I said something, of course, but I didn't have to stoop to that negative level. Pursue your dreams, be weird. Yes, really. I believe in you too. Thank you, Prometheus. I believe in you too. So that's about taking the high road. Remember, living well is the best revenge. And also, like, anybody that says something negative, it just gives me more motivation to make what I'm doing work, really. I like your ideas. Thank you, Amanda. Hopefully you're following. I haven't seen you on the scope. But if you guys aren't following, just press that little 40 person button and then my profile will come up and you could follow. Love that message. Weird and wonderful gets you noticed. It does. This morning message, a lot of breathing and strong coffee have lifted a weight from me. Thanks. You're welcome, Andy. The reason last night I thought about this message because there have been a few conversations that have happened the past week that have been about taking the high road. Out of topic, how can we find our purpose in life? I'll get to that in 1 second. And I was like, there's this topic has to do with everyone because we all have arguments, we all have our own opinions. So I was like, this is definitely the Monday motivation to help start the week on the high road. I came here because I heard Brent was in here, but we'll follow you now. Thanks, Amanda. Flexibility is everything in dealing with change. It is. Flexibility. Being flexible, being able to honor what your feelings are, and not give in to other people's attitudes. Love the message as well. Perfect scope today. Thanks, Mel. I appreciate that. So how do you find your purpose? That is a whole different topic that deserves its own scope. But quickly, what I always say is, what keeps you up at night? What pulls on your heartstrings? What would you do for free? All of those answers help you find your purpose. Take the high road. It leads to a much firmer path towards your future. It does. It definitely does. So what would you do for free? Really, anything that you're interested in, you can start doing that. You can start mapping it out. Like, write down all the things that you love and you would just do for free because you love it. Whether it's hiking, whether it's being in nature, whether it's writing, anything. And then write down why you love those things. And it becomes, you'll get closer to finding your purpose in life. But you're not going to find your purpose just sitting and thinking about it. You have to act. You have to try things. Like, I've said this before to a lot of you guys. Like, I thought fashion was my passion. I thought fashion was my purpose. And I acted upon it. I did internships in different parts of the fashion industry. I got a job after college at InStyle magazine. And then I learned that it wasn't my purpose. I didn't love it. I love the thought of it, but the actual action of doing that every single day wasn't lifting me up. It wasn't pulling on my heartstrings. It wasn't making me come alive. That's what your passion is. It makes you come alive, and you just have to try different things. I'm back. Did I miss anything good? Hi, Brent Frost. You missed a lot of things good, of course. Very well said, Alexa. We were talking about finding your passion and or you're finding your purpose. And I said, you're not going to find your purpose just sitting in a room thinking about, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? That's not going to get you anywhere. You have to try different things and go and see what you would do for free, okay? What would you do for free? What makes you come alive? What makes you stay up at night thinking about, okay? Those are keys to your purpose. I've changed my major a lot. That's why I'm still in college. I finally found what I want to be. And that's awesome. That's great. Like, being confident enough to get out of a major that you feel is not right for you, that's powerful. A lot of people will stay in their major because they're scared to start over. And then they get out of college and they don't even want to do that. So that's amazing, Kelsey. Trying different things is good. Yes, it is. Trying tons of different things. I've tried so many different things. Like I said, I worked in PR, I worked in marketing, I worked in fashion show event planning. And it was not until I tried something that I was able to figure out if this was my true passion in life. And also, you might not find your purpose until later on, and that's okay. There's no timeline for when you're going to find your purpose. I was able to find my purpose sooner because I had a near-death experience that changed my entire life. And I believe that I survived for a reason. And so experiences also help you find your purpose. Native Graffiti says, I've been a writer, chef, and now also artist, and they're all part of my journey. That's amazing. I love that. I think internships are better than college for helping define a purpose. Yes, the internships, I learned everything from internships. Christy, been close to death twice, heart surgeries. This makes yourself ask the questions. Sorry, it went away before I can finish that response. But yes, sometimes, I always say this, sometimes the hardest things in your life create the miracles in your future. And that's what I've realized. The hardest times, they're there for a reason, and they help create that miracle that's going to come in your future. You have to trust the journey. You have to trust yourself and believe in yourself and understand that what happens to you is leading you towards your true purpose. And life wants you to succeed. Life wants you to be happy. People want you to be happy. And it's hard, I understand, when tragedy hits, when illness hits, when sadness hits, whatever it is, it's hard to stay positive. And it's hard to trust because you ask why. Why is this happening? But it was not until, Artie says, adversity brings strength for sure. It was not until I stopped asking, why did this happen to me? And I instead asked, why did this happen for me? Things in your life aren't happening to you. They're happening for you. And if you can understand this given truth, then you can change your life for however you want to change it. Paul says, passion without talent and gifts is a hobby. Passion with talent and gifts is a purpose. But also remember this, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. That's really good. Yeah, thank you. It's something that I feel deeply about because it's what happened to me. It is. I really kept on asking, why me, why me, why me, when I was a 22-year-old living in New York City, and I was sick every single day because of that whole traumatic experience and being in the coma and sepsis taking over my body, senior year of college. It changed everything. I had my life set ahead, and then I wasn't able to live that life. I'm replaying this and writing down these power tips. Awesome, Christy. I'm glad. I'm actually going to put this one on my YouTube channel. I'm going to start recording them for my YouTube channel, which is Alexa Carlin. Why do things happen for you? Things happen for you in order to lead you towards your purpose. They happen for you because so there's two different sides of this. I believe that we can control our destiny, but I also believe that there's some things that are set, okay? Like say your purpose or who you're going to marry and fall in love with, right? There's people out there you might not meet them in your life, and you might not meet that opportunity, but that's because you're not in line and you're not in alignment with your journey. You're fighting against what you believe. You're fighting against your intuition. You're fighting against your heart, what your heart tells you. And then you can't live in that perfect alignment, which leads you towards your purpose, which that's why things are happening for you. I believe, before I got sick, I was letting negativity, surround me every single day. There was a traumatic thing that happened in my family. My sister almost committed suicide, and that really made a really big impact in my life negatively. I was still in college and my family lived in South Florida. I was at UF, which is like 4 hours north. And so I couldn't be with them. I had to finish my last year at college. So I went into this negative downward spiral because I was so scared. I was letting fear take control of my life, and I wasn't taking care of myself as much. It was just a very negative space mentally, and I was just going deeper and deeper and deeper until January rolled around and I got sick. And I believe that I was a product of the reason that sepsis took over my body, because I was living a negative life. I wasn't living at all. And I think it was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call to say, your life is worth more than this. Surrendering to fear is so dangerous. Yes, it is. It's very dangerous. And I was being the victim. I was in a victim state, and then I feel like the universe was like, if you're in a victim state, here you're really gonna be the victim. And then sepsis took over my body. I was induced into a coma for 6 days, and the doctors told my mom that I had 24 hours to live, and I had a 1% chance of living, and that changed my whole life. But if I didn't have that experience, I would still be on the same path. And so things happen for you to get you back in alignment with your journey. And it says the media and many messages in our lives specifically try to prey on our fears, make it tough to stay positive. They do. All of those beauty commercials and all of that media saying that you have to wear something else, try something else on your face, and all this stuff to make you feel bad about who you are or where you are. This is the type of major you should have. This is the type of job you should have. But thank you, Mel, if you can stay confident in yourself and really tune into your heart and your intuition, you will be guided down the right path towards a life of success and happiness and health. And if you're not on that path, things may come into your journey to get you back there, like what happened to me. The media needs drama to sell advertising. Yeah, and the media needs to sell, basically. They need to sell. And so making you feel bad about yourself sells, unfortunately. I counter fear with an act of love. Yes. I like that. I want to start my own business, but I don't know what holds me back. It's probably fear. Fear holds a lot of people back. And I always say, you are going to fear, or not, no, not this. You will fear not later in life having that regret, okay? So basically, fear regret more than you fear failure. Okay, that's what I want to say. My words got twisted. The beauty of live streaming. Fear regret more than you feel failure, because failure, I believe there's no such thing as failure. Hi, Abdullah. You fail to learn, okay? So failure provides a lesson, and you just have to fail fast, like a lot of people say. Fail fast, learn from it, and move on. But I think about regret, and I hate that feeling of regret, right? Because you can never get it back. You can never get that opportunity back. I mean, for the day right there. So think about that regret you're going to have of not going after your business or your passion, and make that regret, that fear, motivate you. Awesome motivation. I'll have to jump on. Have an amazing day. Thanks, Rolly. Thanks for tuning in like always. I really appreciate you. Tremendous morning Monday motivation. Thanks, Jeremiah. So yes, today was about taking the high road, and it's about understanding that, life is 10% what happens, 90% of how you deal with it. So remember that. Take a breath. Go into an appropriate space to be inappropriate if you have to let it out, because we're human. We're going to have to let out our negative energy, Just don't do it to someone that you will later regret what you said, okay? And also take this tool with you. I have to get the replay too. Love it. Awesome, Pamela. Thank you, everyone. And take this tool with you. If you don't want to see your actions in the headlines of the New York Times, then don't do it. And remember that most of the time our arguments come from an ego level. The ego is not good. Don't focus on the ego. Understand that you are not the victim if you take the high road, right? You are benefiting yourself, and that's what matters. I would give you a hug if I could. Thank you for this. I'll hug you virtually. Thanks, D Green. So yes, that's today's morning motivation. Sorry I hadn't finished the message. No worries. Fear regret more than failure. Yes, that is my key advice. Fear regret more than failure. Okay, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thanks, Chris. Enjoy your Monday. Remember, thank God it's Monday. It's a new week to get started. Take the high road on different things that come into your journey today or the rest of the week, and understand that everything is happening for a reason to you, okay? I love to see people doing what they love, just like you're doing. I do too. I get so emotional when I see someone doing something that they love. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the hearts. I see them. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys inviting people and sharing this on Twitter. I really do. And I see it all. And I will be back later today. Now that I am working on my passion full time, I will have time to do a midday meditation, midday motivations. I don't have the set time for that yet, but I will definitely be scoping more than twice a day, which is awesome. I want to say thank you. Thank you, D Green. That means a lot. When I want to say thank you to all of you too for listening to me and taking this advice to make your life better and the lives of people that are around you better. Because it takes people like you to make a difference in this world. All it takes is one person, and you are that person. Okay, have an amazing Monday. I will see you later. All right, bye guys.